That's right.
That is how she made arrangements on behalf of our little daughter. And thank God, the Catholic sisters accepted her to go into their convent. By that time, Christine was not able to walk.
That's right.
So when we took her to this convent in Lusaka, Cheshire Homes, she was just using the wheelchair. And then the community where we live, now they started pointing fingers at us to say they have discarded the disabled child, they've failed to look after the disabled child, and so they've decided to dump this child in the convent with the Catholics. Little did they know what we wanted out of our daughter. Okay? Because we knew that was the only place where the facilities were conducive.
Hello and welcome to Inspire Network Discussions today. I'm happy to be joined by Mr. and Mrs. Chama, Christine's parents, as you remember Christine's interviews, the 5 episodes. And now that the parents are joining this discussion in order to give their insights and also tell us a little bit more, how do they wish or know their child, and also what type of hope do they have, not only from their child, but also for the local authorities, as well as the community, and of course the future of the people or individuals living with physical disabilities. I'm very happy to run this interview today because I think there is no one who experienced the life of a child as a parent. And this is a cornerstone itself of the real life of Christine. We have heard it a lot in the episodes, but now the parents will also tell the side of their story, how proud they are and how have they managed to make the life of their child to the extent that it is today. So we thank you for joining us, and please don't hesitate to comment and give us any insights that you might have. Mr. and Mrs. Chama, great to see you here, and I'm happy that you could make some time to discuss with me in the continuation of Christine's dream. And I thought a parent is always the right person to give the actual experience, and I think this is a great opportunity as well to get the community, learn from other people, and change at least one step at a time. So how is Christine in general? You have a very powerful girl in the house, and have you been able to manage her throughout the time?
Yes, this is Mr. and Mrs. Chama.
Very nice to meet you.
Glad to meet you too.
Glad to meet you too.
These are the biological parents of Christine Chama. Christine is the only girl that the Chamas have.
In the family, yes. She told this secret.
Yes. And to us, she's quite precious. Yes. Christine's journey hasn't been easy. It hasn't been rosy. Yeah, it hasn't been rosy. When Christine was born, she was born with a condition which was quite rare at that time. And looking at the African setup, I think it was a bit difficult for people to accept that condition. But as parents, at that time, I think we were still young, because if I can remember, I was about 32 years old. And my wife was about 29. Yes, my wife was about 29.
That's right.
Yeah, and, being our second child, it was really rough. Yeah, it was really rough. Rough. We didn't even know how to handle Christine. Yes, but we left everything in the hands of the Creator.
Definitely.
Yeah, but between the two of us, that is myself and my wife, we made a decision. Looking at the condition of, looking at the condition of Christine, we said first and foremost, we're not going to have another child. Yeah, because we realized that if we happen to have another child, we find that the care, the attention was going to be, to shift to that child at the expense of Christine, which means we're going to neglect Christine. She's not going to get the attention that she needs in a condition.
Definitely.
So, yeah, we agreed on that one. And then we started caring about, Christine. Now, looking at the facilities here in Africa, especially because before we even come to our education, Christine was always in and out of hospital, undergoing, operations which were normally, major operations on her legs. So every after 6 months.
Oh wow!
We used to get back to the major hospital in the country, which is the University Teaching Hospital in Lusaka.
That's right.
Yes. You find that after undergoing an operation, Christine will remain in the hospital for about 2 months. 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months.
Yes. And the mother was always there.
Yeah, I can imagine a mother will never leave a baby alone. Yes.
Definitely. And the father, at least every weekend, we used to travel to Lusaka from Kabwe.
That's right.
Just to check on Christine. Then from there, the operation graduated to 2 years. Every after 2 years, she used to undergo the same routine. Where they were replacing pins in her legs.
That's right.
Which was quite painful. Now, when she reached the age of 5, looking at the facilities, especially when it comes to school now, the mother she just retired as a teacher. She retired last year. Now, looking at the schools in Kabwe, the facilities are not just there to accommodate a disabled child, especially in case of Christine.
That's right.
So during one of the medical routines in the UTH, the mother met some Catholic sisters who came to check on one patient from their school.
That's right.
That is how she made arrangements on behalf of our little daughter And thank God, the Catholic sisters accepted her to go into their convent. By that time, Christine was not able to walk.
That's right.
So when we took her to to this convent in Lusaka, Cheshire Homes, she was just using the wheelchair. And then the community where we live, now they started pointing fingers at us to say they have discarded the disabled child, they've failed to look after the disabled child, and so they've decided to dump this child in the convent with the Catholics. Little did they know what we wanted out of our daughter. Okay? Because we knew that was the only place where the facilities were conducive. And that is how we wanted her to be there so she can get educated. Yes, so that's how we took her there. But we made it a point that every Saturday of each month, as parents, and Christine's late elder brother to go, to visit. Yes. That was just a routine. We made sure if I was so busy, if the finances couldn't allow, at least one of us, instead of moving the two of us together, at least one of us would be able to go to check on her. Which even impressed the administration then that convent, because it was quite rare. Because mostly what used to happen was the parents would just leave their disabled children there and then they forget about them.
I see.
But ours, it was quite different because we loved this girl and we still love this girl. So she started school there, preschool there, grade 1, grade 2, up to grade 3. But that time, that school just went up to grade 3.
Yes.
So, then she was pushed into another school, which was deep in the rural of the Copper Belt in Luancha. Okay? It was miles and miles away from home.
I see.
Yeah, but also we continued with the same arrangement of every month end to travel to that remotest place, just to check on our daughter. Yes. So at some point, they decided to transfer again now to the same town, but now at the town center, the school called Dagama School of the handicapped by then.
Right.
Yeah, that is where she was for some years up to the time she completed her last grade, which is grade 12.
That's right.
Yes, but all in all, when you look at it, our journey hasn't been easy. It's just that she's quite a determined young girl. And we were so impressed because when it comes to academic performance, she was quite excellent.
Very, very good.
Yes, and every August, she was always getting a prize from school.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, because of our academic, prowess. You see. So I was always, we were always a very happy couple. Each time we go to their school in August, we knew to say, at the end of the day, we are going to come up with something from school.
Yes.
Wow. So after completing grade 12, she got very, very good results. And she applied to go to the University of Zambia, where she wanted to pursue a program in social work. But unfortunately, the administration there pushed her into another faculty, which was adult education. which she turned down. Was her passion was something to do with the social work.
Social work.
Yes, so that is how she opted to go to a lesser college, which is Evelyn Horn College, to pursue a diploma in the field of her choice.
That's right.
Yes, and when she went to Evelyn Horn College, she pursued this program up to the end, and she managed to get her diploma. But one experience she had during her stay at Evelyn Horn College was that our classroom was, I think it was about on the 3rd floor.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah, but looking at her condition, it was very difficult for her, very challenging to go up, down. The lunch break she could break off, go down and whatever. So she devised a system whereby she could just, pack her lunch box, so that when she goes up at 7:30, she'll be there till late in the afternoon when classes are over. So even when our friends have broken off for lunch, they've gone downstairs and whatever, she will remain alone in class, in the classroom there. And that also gave her time to study.
Definitely, yes.
Yes, so
quiet time.
You could see the brilliance of the young lady, because she just thought of this without even being told by anybody to say, no, take advantage of this and whatever. She just realized to say she cannot cope up. You see? Yeah. So, which was also an advantage to her in a way, although she was, trying to, she was punishing herself and whatever. So you could see the rough road that she has walked.
Definitely.
Yes. Then after graduation, she got the required results. What I did was one weekend, which was a Saturday, I just told the mother to say, no, prepare some clothing. Come Monday, we are traveling to the capital city. We've got to make sure that this young lady, because now she's armed with the required papers, she has got to be employed by the civil service. So that is how the following Monday, I picked her up. We went into Lusaka. And it wasn't easy, quarreling with senior officers here and there and whatever it is. And I remember one of the directors making a funny comment of me to say, no, I think, old man, you must be a very troublesome man, even where you stay. Because there is no way you can be making noise at the office here and whatever. I said, no. You see, me and my wife, we've done what we child. The government doesn't pay, bills on the, medical bills. Then education, we have been paying as parents. So now we can't employ her because we're not employers. So it is now,
that's right.
Upon the state to find something to do this girl. And moreover, she has got the required papers. So what else do you need? So thank God we had to push this agenda. I think within a month, she was able to be employed by the government as an assistant social welfare officer.
I see.
Yes.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yes. Yeah. So during our work, because our dream has always been, to get a degree. So she had to go on a 4-year leave just to pursue a degree program, which she successfully completed this year in April.
Definitely. Everybody saw that.
Yes. So otherwise, all in all, it hasn't been easy, because we find that even in our quarters, family circles, people didn't accept their condition at that time. It wasn't very, very easy. People were fearing to, even to touch her and things like that. But we just had to, to soldier on as parents. And here we are today, very proud parents. Because she's even able to buy us food.
Exactly. You never know. You never know what happens in the future. Usually, it's if you are the better person, you just do it, and then the future is kind of making it by itself. And I think we discussed a little bit with Christine about the community and how people look at people with disabilities, and it's very sad to see in our continent we still have this myth and stigmas around the people with disabilities. And I think she's a very good example of the people who are able to show that she's an individual like any other. Even though she has some physical disabilities, she still has the brain and the ability to make changes in the society, you know. So I am very sure that she's going to be in a very good place in the future, and she shouldn't lose hope because of the community perspectives or ways of thinking. How could you cope with this community attacks or stigmas from the time when she went to the sisters' school, and then people are not even they're scared to touch her and so forth, and you have parents sitting there? I can imagine that it feels so bad, like, why this person saying this, or cannot want to come closer to my child. How did you manage to cope?
And looking at what we have gone through with Christine, at one point we even formed an organization that is parents with children of disabilities. Because what we noticed within our community was that there was a good number of disabled children who were hidden in their home. Parents were not so proud to have a disabled child. So you find that most of the children were hidden in their homes. They couldn't even be given, medical, couldn't even have access to medical facilities. It was quite a sorry sight. So we formed this, me and my wife, we formed this organization so that we were going around in our community, just try to encourage our parents, yes, to say, you see, disability is not inability. You see, when you look at the child, it's as good as any other child. You see?
Yes.
So, yeah, we managed to at least to talk to a lot of parents, and most of a good number of parents came on board. But of course, when you are going up with that programs and whatever, you need the resources for mobility and whatever it is. Even try to encourage our parents, but then it was quite rough. It was quite rough. So we just used to walk, going around the community and whatever. And people thought maybe we were receiving some funding from somewhere and whatever, but it's just that we had. We wanted to help out. Yes, we wanted to help out, and as a result, we managed to identify some few children and parents who were willing even now to send their children to school, the same school where therapy, Yes, we had to make arrangements with our local hospital where now these children were getting, physio free of charge because of our efforts. That is, and my wife, yes.
So there was an impact, and actually that's very good thing. In a way, it also helped you to cope with the situation as well. Because I think if you were not confident parents, this could be even tougher in terms of the caring journey of Christine. But that was actually very, very good. Is the organization still alive, or at least the idea still alive? of the parents.
Yeah, the idea is very, very, still very live actually. Would rather pursue the same. Because we still have, a lot of children who have got no access to anything, whatever it is. So, and when you look at, one funny thing is that most men, they abandon their wife upon having this kind of children.
That was my next question. Yeah.
they abandon their wives and they're thinking maybe that child belongs to the woman and not the man. So the idea is still alive. If resources could be organized and whatever it is, I think we can go to a certain level. We can go to a certain level.
I think our communities need that. Yes, Mother, you were saying something.
Yes, I was saying, but the same organization is not there here in town. We don't know our friends in Lusaka because we joined even the friends in Lusaka to sensitize them on the same.
That's right.
And they also started going around Lusaka to look for those disabled children. But at the moment, we've lost touch. So we don't know if they've continued in Lusaka. But otherwise, here in Cabo, maybe other organizations continued, but to ourselves, no, we haven't. But the children are still there. Yes, and most of them, there. The children which we identified are still alive. They are still there. Yeah.
Yes. And I think why I asked is because I think in Africa we need these type of organizations, and these organizations which are run by own Africans themselves, because the situation, the realities, the culture, and you also know the infrastructure. When you go and meet an African mother or father with the same situation, you can discuss some things that they are on the same level. Because if someone else comes from somewhere else and doesn't know how the situation in Africa is, they might be discussing quite high level things that even a person with disability starts to feel like, oh yeah, this is too much for me, in addition to what I have already at home. So it's just a matter of empowerment, and I'm hoping that we are able to empower Christine, that her dream will be even bigger. And I said to her already that these parents kind of peer learning and sharing should be one of the packet. And if it happens that this works well, we will benchmark this for the whole of Africa, because I think it's needed. Because you can see so many people with disabilities somewhere on the street, and sometimes they're just alone. These are the people who could get some sort of empowerment. Even if they didn't then study for the whole of their life, then they can learn how to create artistic things, So why not creating resources out of these type of activities for the people living the situation themselves? They can be good ambassadors, not only for Africa, it could be for the rest of the world. So this is really an important dream, and I'm hoping that it will come true. It's a very huge dream, but I think Christine was thinking about next one staircase, but I think we should have 100 staircases so that this dream covers a big deal of Zambia, for example, but also the rest of Africa for the future. Yeah. And of course, having the parents who already thought about this type of movement, I think that is even a plus, because then it's just a matter of developing from where it was, and also pushing more into the actualization of it as we are living the 21st century now. And I believe, I still say to Christine that I believe in the power of fundraising. I don't care, will it take 3 years, 4 years? It can take whatever, but that is possible. And I hope also the government of Zambia and African governments will see this example and feel for these people in education, in everything. But also there are many ways that fundraising can come, and then the organization will start to produce money that will be running by itself. So there can be many projects, many different types of activities. And this is what I'm really hoping. I said to Christine that I'm hoping in 2023, we can already give a speech about this, about this. Yeah, because the advocacy work is very important and it carries quite a lot of things. And I think it should not stop. But I say to Christine that the best way to move forward is to continue dreaming, because the moment we stop, then we can't continue, because otherwise, if we lose a person like Christine who is willing and ready, because she will know other people like her, you know, and imagine if there are 10 together doing this work, it's going to be fantastic, you know. So I think this has to be done. And I'm very happy that you as parents were able to push. You didn't see the boundaries or the barriers of living with a child with disabilities, because I can imagine if you come outside and someone say to you that, oh yeah, you have abandoned your kid, the pain is quite deep. Having a kid is a setting of its own. So, but the ability to manage that, and now Christine is going to work in the government of Zambia, I think that is really, really something that requires a lot of credits. And that's why I thought I should talk to the parents as well, because it's the parents who know. Christine knows what she saw, but you lived the really practice. And I think if I look at the mother, I know it's not that the fathers are not doing anything, and this is what the communities also misunderstand these kind of things. You have a situation, one person has to run to get money, and another person has to nurture. And I know always it's very automatic that mothers will take that nurturing part, because of course we know for biological reasons this is obvious that a mother wants to be sure. But how are you feeling now? Christine is already here. She has graduated, and I understand that she even did 1 extra year into the university due to some infrastructure issues.
I tell you, we are really satisfied. We are really satisfied with the sacrifices, the pain and whatever that we went through. Because now it has come to fruition. Because actually, that is all what we really wanted. Because you see, there is a time when both of us will not be there. Okay, we'll be gone to the other side of the world. Now, if Christine was the best empowerment that we should have given this Christine is education. Because today,
that's right.
Because today, even if we happen to die today, we know that Christine will be able to stand on her 2 feet. So we are quite actually, and that is where we're driving our satisfaction from.
When I listen to you saying that, I'm a young parent now, and I can say that I have seen so many people throwing away kids who have no any sort of physical challenges or even mental challenges. They just throw them because, oh, this kid, what am I going to be doing with? what message would you give to this type of people? Because, you know, you have done 100+% of work to make sure that Christine, first of all, is happy, because that is very important for the child. Otherwise, then she is not able to perform at school. So if anyone will say that a parent like you didn't do it better, you can ask that, okay, my child has graduated from the university. That means she was happy. And then you also have managed, I think, the fact that you did not show her like you are a burden to us, despite how many times you had to go to the hospital, you know. So you have done more than some people could do. And surprisingly, some of these people who are throwing these kids are living in the communities which can even take care of the kid throughout their lives, even without a mother to worry. What would be the message, maybe for the mother? What would be your message to these people? Because I don't understand.
The message is that just as we used to tell them when we had formed that organization, that we shouldn't be hiding the children in their homes, and we should always take our children to the hospitals if they need physio and if they need operations. And also, we should take these children to school. That's the most important thing.
Very important.
Our children. So these are the three things we are always emphasizing on. Taking care of our children, not hiding them, taking them to the health facilities, and also taking them to school.
Taking them
Those
to school.
are the three major things we were encouraging our parents. And we still encourage our parents, which we see at the moment, despite not continuing having the visitations we used to do that time when we formed that organization. We still encourage the other people which we meet in town or in the community to take the children to school. Yes,
definitely. I think that's very, very important.
Yeah.
Yes, education is the best thing you can offer your child in every effort. Yes, because that is the future. Sometimes people are saying nowadays you don't need education, but you know, it's important. And of course, value your child, because you are the one who brought the child to the world. I think a parent should always ask themselves, why did I bring this child to the world if I don't want this child? And that should be a question that every parent should answer. When it comes to local authorities, I think you grew up taking care of Christine. You started your own initiative. What kind of thoughts you had in your mind, and what kind of wishes you could have, or you have even now, from the local authorities? What should they do to support these movements or these people who are born with some sort of disabilities, being physical, mental? Some people are born without, and then they get a big accident. You know, what should the government do?
You see, when you look at the government, maybe we scale down to the local authorities.
That's right.
They should have, a deliberate policy by creating maybe a department or a section just to look into these matters. Well, these matters are quite important actually, and they are there in the communities. They are there, and people need that assistance, and it can only be done if the local authority would be able to come up with a deliberate policy of harnessing these programs. Yes. So that can only be done by forming a specific department and given enough resources to go around. Then I think we could see positive change in the lives of these children. Yes.
And of course, if they can't offer a specific department, they should empower people who are able to do this, because sometimes, of course, the government can't do everything. But if there are people who are able to operate this, they should be empowered. I was speaking to Christine about the fundraising, and I said to her that if the government of Zambia could give you a land, we will find money to put a building into that land. Because people will see, whoa, this is also supported by the local authorities. You know, we can figure out people to support. That is not a problem. We can get that money to even put a 2-room building to start that mission. And those 2 rooms will become a new special education center someday, you know. But that type of collaboration between the industry, government, and private people, and academia, for example, the University of Zambia, for sure, it should be a part of this. If not, I will go there by myself to talk to them. I think it's very important, and it's really, really important to offer a possibility for people who are living the situation, and especially those who can really show. Because my dream is to just imagine one day you have a place where everybody who is hiding the kid at home will send the kid there, or everybody who has a kid with disability and did not pass in the high school will send the kid there to get additional professional development, create things, sell these things in the country and outside of the country, bring in money to the center. The welfare of these people will increase so much. And I think that is doable if people will come up and show their patriotism. And I am already starting to speak with the Zambian diaspora. Luckily, I have some connections there. If someone gives $1, you know, $1 only. Christine made a post in the LinkedIn and there were 53,000 comments. If each of one person would give $1, then there are $53,000 to start this initiative. I think that is more than enough for a start, you know. So it's a matter of motivation from the people, but we will create that motivation no matter how long that is going to take, because we think this is a mission for Africa and not only Zambia. Even though now I just met Christine, and I think she's a very good ambassador to this type of movement. I really hope our local authorities will look into that closely and start to empower people who are living with ideas as well. And what about for the community? I think even though you lived these stigmas before, the community has not changed that much. We hear the stories about people hiding their kids. I discussed with Christine as well. She even experienced that in this time of her university studies. So what we really tell the community, people who are looking at these individuals living with disability, how can we empower them so that they make these people feel a part of the society? Because that's very important.
Yeah, you see, those can be empowered by bringing them on board, so that they become part and parcel of the arrangement. Because it can only be done through education. That type of interaction, you know, you start, changing their minds. It takes some bit of time, but that is a very good initiative whereby slowly people start learning, and then they'll be going, they'll be reaching out. So you find that even the perception in the community of the way they look at persons with disabilities definitely will start changing. will start changing. Yeah, people will be looking at a disabled person with a positive attitude. Yeah, because that, this brings me back to the time when Christine was growing. We had a deliberate program of starting, building, a self-esteem in the girl. So each time she comes on a holiday, because she used to come 3 times in a year. That is April, August, and December.
That's right.
What we used to do was every Saturday we'll take her into town just to walk around. Yes, just to walk around. And you could see that immediately get out of a cab, everybody will stop doing whatever they were doing. Now start staring at the girl, Oh, yeah, pointing fingers. Oh, yeah, you have seen that girl, and whatever it is. You see? So it used to surprise people. And from there, Christine started now growing up with that, mingling with able-bodied people and whatever. She started getting out of that cocoon of shyness and whatever. So she was able to be now on top of things, because we started creating that self-esteem in her at a very tender age. Yes.
I
And
see.
I remember at one time when she was doing a 3rd form. She had come for the holidays. We were having supper, That's when she made a comment, which kept ourselves very, very, very quiet. That is the mother and the father. So we discussed about this issue when we went into our bedroom.
That's right.
Where she said, you see, my parents, me, when I look at myself today, I'm not disabled. Okay? There are certain people who have got worse of, conditions than myself. Me, I'm just all right and whatever. So you will see at that age, she was able to accept herself.
That's right.
From that time, she has just been herself. She can challenge somebody academically.
Yeah.
Yes, she can go on any platform, with that self-esteem.
That's right.
So that is why even the community, the thinking and the way people perceive disabled people, slowly it can change. Slowly
That's
it
right.
can change. But it's a matter of fishing out those people in the community who are influential in the community. You bring them on board. Yes, then the change can be made.
That's right. And I think that's very important as well. What can you say to the University of Zambia? Because the university accepted Christine to study there, even if there were not enough infrastructures for the persons living with physical disabilities. For you as parents?
For the University of Zambia, we must be very, very sincere here. We are quite grateful, especially to the Vice Chancellor. This is Professor Mumba.
Professor Mumba.
Yes. Professor Mumba, the Vice Chancellor, really came to the aid of Christine during her stay, in the university. Because she was having a lot of challenges when it comes to, fees and things like that. Then the professor had to take upon himself and his administration to put Christine on 100% bursary. You can imagine. So, as a family, we are quite grateful. In the last 2 years or whatever, she was put on, full 100% sponsorship.
Wow.
We are grateful to the university administration and in particular to Professor Mumba.
Wow. That is really a consideration. And I hope Professor Mumba is or will watch this. And if not, we can send this greeting to him because it takes heart to see the need of a child. not only a child with disability, but anybody who is hardworking and also in need. And we really, really hope that the University of Zambia, students and staff community in research and development, and also those who are doing development studies and social work as well, can support this movement when Christina starts, because it is the university that shapes the community, because it's an academia. But also, we hope that the initiative that Christine will start can also start to improve the infrastructure into this academia on places where people with disabilities can also go to study, because that is also giving back to the community. Yes. And I think since she is a graduate of the University of Zambia, she knows the A's to Z's of this place. And from this experience and the message that you just gave, there is no hesitation that higher education institutions should support these initiatives, because you never know who is the leader of tomorrow. The world is changing, the possibilities are changing. We have people who graduated as nobody, and now they are funding big institutions because they became better in their own field. So that's great to hear that the University of Zambia was able to consider in this case. And I hope it can be an example of other universities around the world as well. Yeah. Because it's, imagine now Christine is working. So they have really provided a new talent to the government of Zambia, just by this heart of giving to the students. So definitely this is an institution that needs consideration. I'm very happy to hear that. And Christine told me that she has gone to this Catholic school, and for that she could also get free treatment into the hospitals. Wow, that is also yes, please.
We really need to thank the Cheshire Homes as well, where she started school, and also the Gama School of the Handicapped in Luansha. Because from Cheshire Homes, she went to Ibenga Girls in Luansha. That is in Dola Masait or Luansha Masait, somewhere there. From there, she was transferred to the Gama School of the Handicapped. And all the operations, the Cheshire Homes are the ones who were paying for those operations. At the UTH, we really thank Professor Muller and Professor Jerris. These are the two doctors who were always on Christine when she goes to the hospital. And afterwards, she was also transferred from the UTH to Italian hospital. Yes, the orthopedic hospital. Professor Muller and Professor Jerris were the ones who were always reading the operations for Christine and doing all the transfers from the UTH to Italian hospital. And also, the Catholic sisters, the Cheshire Homes, are the ones who were paying that money for the hospitals.
That's right.
So we really thank all these people, the Cheshire Homes, Kabronga, in Kabronga, Lusaka, Dola Masaiti. We thank the sisters there at Ibenga Girls, where she stayed for a year. And then the Gama School of the Handicapped in Luansha. We really thank Sister Christine, Sister Mwamba, and all the sisters there who are doing everything possible for her to be educated. And Professor Muller at the UTH and Professor Jerris. These were the doctors and the nurses at that time who were at the hospital, really helped her to pull through in her life. We really thank all of them. Thank you very much for what they've done for our child. And in Cabo here, we are thanking Cabo General Hospital where she was born. Yes. And she used to go to the physiotherapy at Cabo General Hospital. And we thank Mr. Mchaila, the physiotherapy at that time, who really cared and really made Christine to walk with crutches when she was out of hospital after the operations at Cabo General. We really thank Mr. Mchaila as well, and the physiotherapists in general at Cabo General Hospital. We thank them all, and the nurses at the General Hospital.
Yes, yes.
And also the doctor who was there at that time when I was operated on, because she's a Caesar. I was just operated on when she was born.
Yes,
there was Dr. Chike at that time. And we really thank Dr. Chike, although she's not in Zambia at the moment, wherever he is, he did a very good job to us and Christine. And the sisters who was, there's another sister who was in Wadi 7 at Cabo General Hospital, Sister Rapaska. She's also in Italy. She went back to her home. Is it Italy?
No, Poland.
Poland. She's in Poland.
Okay, yes.
Thank her as well. Yeah. She was really helping us when we went to the hospital, at the General Hospital here in Cabo. So we really thank all the doctors and the nurses who were there at that time, who were really helping Christine to walk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they did not only help Christine to walk, they have helped Christine to be also the person she is today.
Yes. That's
because she told me that she's comfortable working on her crutches than a wheelchair. So you can imagine all this group of people you have mentioned here have played an important role. And of course, without forgetting your parents, because at the end of the day, you were carrying the whole weight of activities to do with her, taking her to places, planning for her. So we thank you too, because you have made her a person that she is today.
Yeah.
Without parents who are willing and caring, then it's a challenge. But I'm sure she's happy today because then she has parents who cared really, really well.
Thank
you.
Also, thank all the Jehovah's Witnesses where we congregate, who were used to come on board for us whenever we are in hospital. They were really visiting us, and we really appreciate that. Thank them very much.
Yes, very good. And the congregation is always important because prayers and support, spiritual support as well is needed anyway throughout our lives. Very good. So it's been a journey, and the journey is now celebrated. And we are hoping that this celebration will continue even more as we go on. And I think I'll be in touch with Christine as we go on. She's going to prepare some details, and we will enter into this exciting trial that I think I am very positive that with the hope, as you have had all the time, this will bring great results. You never know which day, but there is always a day for everything and everybody to celebrate. She's celebrating now, but she will celebrate even more in the course of changing the situations in Kabwe. And hopefully we can do that for the rest of Africa, because the challenges are there. And we need to address those challenges, not by complaining anymore, but for doing activities that will solve the problem. Yeah. Because we have complained for a very long time, and we know that nobody hears this. Yes.
Also thank the family, the brothers to Christine.
Yes.
And our family, the family members both sides, from the father and the mother's side.
Yes,
we really
yes.
thank them as well. Yeah.
Yes.
For all the assistance they've been rendering to her.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
Christine said every time that it started from family.
Two young brothers. They were always on the side.
Fantastic.
Whenever she needed help, yes.
Yes.
So we really thank them as well. And we also thank our grandchild who takes care of her at the moment. Staying in the same room. And she's the elder brother's son, the late elder brother's son. Daughter. Yeah.
Yes, daughter, yes.
Yeah, the elder brother's daughter.
Yes.
So she's also here with her. She's so helpful and very understanding to her. We really thank her. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. That's really wonderful. When the family is together, then it works well.
Yeah.
And Christine all the time said it starts from the family, and from your words, you can really see that the family has been there. And this is really good to hear. Very good. I must thank you for joining this discussion today. And we are going to put it out on Thursday of this week. And I think these special appreciations, we will try and push them to the right places so that they can clearly see that they were recognized as well. And of course, they can learn that there is a mission to start from one of the African brothers from Tanzania. And it will be a great journey. Small steps are the best. If they are bigger steps, they are even much better. But we are open for the change into the community.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
No, we, as a family, I mean, as a parents to Christine, we just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity which you have accorded us. Yes, we're quite we're quite thankful with this interaction. We're quite humbled, actually. We're quite humbled.
I'm happy that we can have this.
Yes, but all in all, we'll always be there for Christine. We'll always be for Christine. Yes.
Yes.
It has been great. Yes. No, it has really been great. We're quite thankful.
Yes, you're very much welcome. And I'm happy that I am learning all the time new things as well. And I think this is a great mission to push forward. As of course, as part of my own company called Inspire Network, it's not a multi-million-dollar company, but I try to affect a bit that I can affect through the community support and also by empowering people's abilities. And I think Christine's abilities need more empowerment because she has a vision, and the vision has to be empowered.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. And I wish you a very good rest of the day. And I'm sure this is not the last time we discuss.
Okay.
Yes.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.